So we're actually going to look at some of the new Prestige models for 2019. These ones really, really stood out to us for particular reasons, whatever. You may, some obvious, some not so. I'm going to start. I'm going to go with this one. This, to me, I love this green, right? I just think this green is just gorgeous. It's a what they call a transparent fluorescent green. So it's pretty apt colour description of it. The idea of this one is, I guess, it's I guess reverse headstock would say it's pretty metal. It's a pretty retro sort of colour, sort of late 80s sort of colour, so, you would imagine?
With the Genesis series, I think a lot of those 80s colours are coming back.
Yep.
So yeah, Ibanez have brought that to a couple of more models.
Yeah, and you've got the locking trim, you've got the bare knuckle brute force, which are a new bare knuckle pickup exclusive to Ibanez.
No,
they're not. No, oh, sorry, I'll take it back.
Yeah. So they've been out for 2 years. I think it came out in 2018.
Yep.
But they're still made in England, custom made by the guys at Bare Knuckles.
Yep.
And it's really
pretty hot pickup. I was just playing it before, and it just, man, this guitar just wants to riff. It really does. It just wants to riff. Reverse headstock, fluoro green. You know, you really should have like a suicidal tendencies hat on or something like it. Just riff out. It's so much fun. I really, really like this guitar. This one really appeals to me. It's also got, I should mention, this beautiful mahogany back. Like that is, I love that sort of colour mahogany is just awesome. I love it. So the contrast between the green and the mahogany is awesome. It's also got this beautiful maple neck. I'm all about this. This is my pick, I think.
Yeah, and you got the coil split. So they've gone to a lot of the guitars that we've been looking at today have got like a 3-way toggle with a coil split. Just something different.
One thing, complete side note, but one thing I've noticed about these guitars, the last few Ibanez that have come in, that sound, the shake and the tremolo is so cool. I had a customer who didn't buy a guitar from us because it didn't do that enough. And that was, did you remember that Saturday? We had this dude come in, it was cool. I've never had it before. And this guy came in and said, no, they just don't flutter enough. And we're like, oh, okay. We found, I think he ended up going for an Ibanez because it had the flutter. It was insane.
It's got that.
But we had one the other day come on the bench. It was one of the Genesis. And man, I hit it. I think I went and made a cup of tea and come back and it was still doing it. It's so much fun. And what I've noticed, again, with all of these Ibanez with the locking trims, they've been really, really accommodating for that, if that's your bag.
the guitar I have is this new finish, which is called Frozen Ocean, which we can't get enough of, really. Like, it's just the craziest thing. Not only is it like, kind of like a silver kind of paint underneath the blue, it's also transparent.
So you can see the ash. You can actually see the ash top through it. We'll get Murdoch to get some B-roll of it, but you can kind of see it through there. It's such a striking finish. It really is.
Yeah, and it's the first Ibanez Prestige guitar with the Fishman Fluence pickups.
Yep.
Yeah, if you've been living under a rock, Fishman the Fluence pickups have been around maybe like 6 years now.
Yep.
And they've just taken pretty much the world by storm.
Yeah, as far as the high gain metal stuff goes, they're killing it. And it's probably the second or third guitar I've ever played with them. But this one, playing it before through the little rectiverb, man, it's just so, it's got all the crunch, all the bottom end. It's not fizzy. It's just, man, it's so cool.
They're great.
A really articulate pickup. I was really taken back by them. So
yeah, so you got the three-way selector, and difference from, it's not actually a coil split on this one. It's actually a voicing switch. So if you haven't looked up the Fluence pickups before, they've got multiple voices that you can choose.
So like more pronounced mids or a slightly
yeah.
scooped
So
mid
basically,
kind of thing?
their voicing one is like a high gain kind of thing. So really active sounding. And then you go into voice two, it's like a more classic, like, I don't know, hot PAF kind of thing.
Oh, yep.
So it gives you kind of two pickups in one, and some of their pickups even do three, which is just
Good
crazy.
Lord.
You've got glow in dark lumen lace side dots.
I should mention that that's part of this as well.
Yeah.
It almost ties in with the green too, that light up green. The other thing, again, that we didn't mention, I didn't mention on mine, but I've just noticed on yours we've both got, is the bird's eye maple fingerboards again.
Yeah,
with the offset dots. You can just see the offset pearl dots here on the 12th fret. Awesome. They just look cool.
Yeah, they're unreal.
Yep. All right, we're pretty happy with these. This is something that's not generally, we don't see a lot of them because in Australia, for whatever reason, we just don't see a lot of them. And that's the, I'll swap you, there you go. So that's the J Custom. So the J Custom is like the next step up from Prestige. And we don't generally see a lot of them here in Australia simply because there's just not many afforded to us here. We tend to be kind of forgotten about a little bit in Australia here. That being said, Australis have been really, really cool, and they've been trickling through in very, very limited numbers. And I imagine this will be a similar sort of thing. But God, look at this guitar! Like it's so.
They're just works of art.
It's like that. You kind of tell it's high end. Like you don't even have to hold it. You can just tell it's got that look about it. Beautiful, beautiful flame top. Beautiful stain on the back there with the older body. You've got this. Dude, even the side of the fingerboard.
It's a flame binding.
It's a flame binding. Murdoch, can you get that? Are you getting that? Yeah, we'll get some B-roll of it. There's a flame maple binding across the fingerboard. Like it is just, and you know the tree of life thing, that the Vi thing in the fret. God, I'm having a brain fart. Yeah, the fretboard. It's such a classy looking instrument.
Yeah, and the J Custom is basically the top guys at the Japanese factory.
Yep.
Like it's the best of the best make these. So.
And it's just gorgeous. You can tell it's quality straight up. Loaded with Damasio pickups again. Ibanez and Damasio, they've been doing it for decades now, and it's just such a great combination. It really is. That guitar is something else. It really is something else. I made the joke before, there's no truss rod cover. You look at all the other guitars and there's a truss rod cover. On this one, there's no truss rod cover. I really like that. It's a cool touch.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just, if you have to ask where it is, you can't afford it. But look, you know, these guitars, look, the Prestige range of Ibanez, they do these, they do S-Series, they do, all of their range have a Prestige version of them, a really deluxe Japanese-built version of them. And look, the Prestige, you can't go wrong with it.
I've got two myself.
You've got two?
Yeah.
La-di-da. I've got like an older Ibanez that probably, it would have been considered a Prestige back before they labelled them Prestige. And yeah, I love them. I think they're a fantastic thing. And these new ones for 2019 are certainly a solid addition.
Yeah. No, they're nothing, they're completely different to anything on the market. And yeah, the maple fretboards. And
the maple, it's all class.
It's just beautiful.
So there you have it, a look at the Prestige and J-Craft range of Ibanez guitars for 2019. Thanks to our friends Australis and Ibanez. I'm Bob.
I'm Tompa.